Hello, can you hear me? Uh, okay, let's get this right. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what is what here. Okay, see, does this help? No, does this help? No, if I remove myself. Uh, okay, can you hear me well? Okay, here we have. I'm gonna first. Uh, okay, can you hear me right now? Should be able to. Okay. I'm gonna kick off today by talking about. Yeah, you can actually see my other cam. Okay. Anyway, uh, okay, we're gonna talk about the. Yes, Kenny. I'm aware that the video, the sound is not playing. I'm not sure what is wrong with it. Okay. Basically today we want to talk about the SR25. We have here the SR25 versus the SR15. So you can actually see there is obvious size difference. They both use the same battery power, and they also use the same DAC, the dual DAC. The difference is that the SR25 is being powered by a new femto clock, and it helps in the sound. And overall, the core CPU is also running a new quad core, which is much faster. Let me try and show you this. I'm not sure if I can do this well. Can you see it? Not sure which. I may have hit one button faster than the other, but anyway. So you can see the, yeah, technically. I was trying to prove that the 25 to be faster in previous tests. I may have hit the button separately. So as you can see right off now, the contrast and sharpness on the 25 is very much better than the 15, and the screen color is actually colder than the SR15. The resolution and all that has it has a almost 20% bigger screen, which allow you to read much more. The other thing interesting is that apart from all this little gadget here and there, the interesting thing is, of the same battery, the SR25 actually runs 2.5 times longer than the SR15, which is something amazing. I'm not sure whether is it because of the new CPU that is more power efficient. Okay, let's talk about the sound. This is the question of the day. Despite running the same dual deck, the fact is there is sound improvement and audible sound improvement. As in you can really hear the difference, literally. We can do it. The track I'm gonna quote here is basically that AK standard test track. Right? If you have heard the track, I think most of you have been very familiar with this Spanish Harlem by Rebecca Pigeon. Both files are preloaded by AK when they ship the players, and they are basically high-res file, 24-bit. When you hit play on both units, okay, hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself. The basic test earphones I use here is a pair of V8 Customs. I had it for 3 years. Yeah, 2 years plus. So, and the other pair is a trusty gift from Desmond of Project Perfection. Back then is the Dita Truth Gold Limited. Both pairs are running off 2.5 balance, and I've listened to both units with both pairs of earphones. The first thing that you'll come across is that the SR25 is easily about 10-15% more powerful than the SR15. That's very obvious when you try to volume compare the both units. Generally, the SR25 runs about 10-15% on the click, to get the volume comparable to both units. And okay, come back to Spanish Harlem, which most of you would have been very familiar with the track. As you hit play, the first thing you realize is that how quiet the SR25 is. If you have those who are familiar, and most of you should be familiar with the track, at the start of the track is basically bass line, bass plug. During the plug, on the SR15, you can hear a bit of noise, hissing noise out of the mid-highs. On the SR25, however, it is really, really quiet. Even on the V8, I cannot tell if there's any hiss at all. Of course, barring that is a bit used, the pair of ears. But then the first thing you realize that you cannot hear hiss on the SR25 compared to the SR15. SR15 you can hear hiss. The Chai, not familiar? Okay, later I can send you the link. Then the next thing you realize that it's basically a very acoustical recording. You start off with the double bass plucking. The next thing on a side-by-side comparison you realize is how the bass appeal to be. The bass is a bit bloated on the SR15 comparatively to the SR25. The SR25, the bass is very much more controlled with the right amount of reverberation, and each plug feels very solid. While SR15, you may feel a little bit of flabbiness on the reverb following the plug notes. Okay, and secondly, when Rebecca's voice hit, you will be able to hear that there's a sense of added airiness to the natural voice comparatively to the SR15. I mean, whatever I speak here is in comparison with the SR15 here. So you have the added airiness, not that the SR15 don't have, but the SR25 just kind of expand on it, give you that extra push. So you can hear the airiness on that part. And for those who is familiar with the track, when you come to the instrumental break, in fact, there's two sections of instrumental break in this song. If I'm not wrong, I think it's on the second instrumental break, where you can actually hear the strumming of the guitar. The strumming isn't as obvious on the SR15 compared to the SR25. So it means that the phantom clock or the, hold on, I'm a bit lost here. The phantom clock do help with getting the timing right, and they manage to reduce the clock jitter from 70 PS down to 25 PS, which basically give you better clarity because all the parts of the music digitally arrive at the same time prior to the amplification. So that alone helps to improve the clarity. Any questions so far? I don't want to sound like I'm steamrolling over anyone or anything. Okay. Then, if no question, we'll move on to the second song, which is My Destiny by Lin. Is a K-pop. It's another 24-bit file. By nature, the song is recorded with spaciousness in mind. It basically presents the music in a medium-sized hall, and the SR25 is able to present it in a it kind of project the spaciousness without any effort at all. You can listen to the music. You can actually hear the placements of the instruments, the drum roll, and even the reverb on the drum roll is perfect. Enough. It gives you enough of depth, yet without sounding loose at the end. So the whole positioning of all the instruments are there. And once the main part where the drum roll started and Lin's vocal just kind of exploded with good clarity, and you can literally have a sense of the space that she's or at least the sound engineer is trying to project. So that's basically how I would compare the both. I do welcome questions if any, and the best part is the SR25 right now is readily installed. Yes, we are ready to ship it. So if you order now, you probably can get it in a couple of days to enjoy it. It's currently going for 1099, and considering the improvement it offers over the SR15, it is a good contention, and size-wise as well, you know, just like you hold in the hand, and typically is I would like to call this a right-hander. Let me get it. Okay, you can see that it works perfectly on the right hand. It may feel a little bit weird on the left, but that's how good it looks in a nice silver with the micro SD card has kind of shifted to the bottom from the previous unit, which was on the left, and it's basically around the same weight as SR15 though. So that kind of yeah, it's a very handy piece, and it is something that you can also do streaming on it, if I'm not wrong. Hold on. Yeah, if you kind of trigger the services. So now it's not set up yet. Hold on. Yeah. The streaming have not been set up yet. We'll probably come back to you on the quality of the stream. Basically, I think quality of stream will be subject to the various streaming service, the type they are offering against it. So there you have. Any questions that anyone wants to raise before I bring on Yong Shun of Audiolocheese? It's quite a tongue twister though. Any particular questions that on the SR25 or the SR15? You can post it here. I'll respond either via chat or I'll come back to you live on the screen. If there's no question, I probably, since Yongshun is ready, I just want to bring him on. Yongshun, you are ready, right? Okay, let me just kind of add him in and remove some of this. Let me just remove this pic first. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Uh, hello? Okay. So thank you, David from E1 for inviting me for this live. During this circuit breaker, I'm staying at home now, so you can see the wardrobe behind from my room. Hi, Oyasan. So today, I'm invited here to actually share regarding my thoughts on this Lotoo Paw 6000. This one is their new release. I think there is another release of the DAC Pause S1. So I've been spending like 2 months with this Pause 6000. So maybe I can share some thoughts and also do a on paper comparison to the latest SR15. So this Pause 6000, right, is running on AK 4493 EQ, 4493 EQ. So a single deck. So slightly different from the SR15 is SR15 is running on dual DAC, Cyrus Logic DAC, and this one is AKM, single AKM. Perhaps a lot of people will ask, why am I paying 1,006 or 1,007 Sing dollar for this single AKM DAP? So maybe I will use Apple as an illustration for this one. So I'm a process engineer by training. So process integration to me is very important. And I think Lotoo has do a lot of integration between chips to chips. So the 1,006 or 1,007 Sing dollar is actually paying more towards the integration part. They do a lot of integration, be it hardware or software, to make it run smooth and to make the signal process smoothly to sounds as accurate as those live recording. So a quick background on this Lotoo. Lotoo is actually started with voice recorder, those studio use voice recorder, and after that they start to take a leap into this music player industry. So with this background, I think they are doing the integration quite well for this one. So I hope this answer those with this kind of doubt why am I paying 1,006 or 1,007 for a single AKM DAC DAP. So moving on top of this Paw 6000, right, there is a this one is the Pentacon 4.4 balance output, then a 3.5 millimeter unbalanced output. Then this one is the volume control knob. Both unbalanced and balanced actually has the same power, 300 milliwatt on 32 ohms, not mistaken, 32 ohms load. So no matter you're using 3.5 mm or 4.4 mm connection, you are getting the same amount of power. The only difference is the noise floor. So 4.4 will have a slightly lower noise floor. So you are going to expecting more clean and also darker background when you are playing music. So I will show you the boosting of this. Is very fast. It's super fast. So my unit is a sample unit, as you can see the sample. So this one is loaded with 256 gig of micro SD card and is started within like 3 seconds. So all the songs are loaded and you are good to go. A very well integrated software towards the processing. Then on the bottom of this DAP, right, it has a Type-C USB connector for data transferring and also for charging. Then a single slot micro SD. And on paper, it can support all the way out to 2 terabyte. But I'm using 256, no problem with this. So moving on to the sound analysis, right? I paired this with a few IEM. So as mentioned in my review on Headphonesty, I actually paired this with Dita Dream XLS. This one is on loan from Project Perfection. Then I have Avara, Indonesian custom company, Avara AV3. Then also Sennheiser IE400 Pro. And not to forget from Oyasan, the Origami Audio Silver. The one I tried in E1 where during the originally CanJam period. And I think Oyasan is actually using the same pairing now. I have been seeing a lot of posts from Oyasan with flowers, everything. Very nice posting. And I think the pairing is as nice as those photos as well. So for this DAP, right, you have a very neutral and well-balanced sound signature, I would say, across all the frequency spectrum, be it bass, mids, or high. So this one for the bass, right, I won't go track by track, so I will just go very general, very overall of analysis. So the bass-wise is it has a very rich texture, but not towards those extent of being muddy or very sluggish kind of bass. So you will still get a very well controlled bass on this one. It's not too tight until you have a very analytical sound. I think previously I come from DX220 from iBasso. DX220 iBasso actually have a slightly more tighter bass, which could sound a little bit analytical when compared to this Paw 6000. So this Paw 6000 actually sounds more analog and also neutral. So moving on to mids. Mids is very spacious and transparent. So I'm a fan of pop tracks and also like Mendel pops, canto pops. So for male and female vocals, male do have a little bit texture from the bass. So you can feel a very thick, not too thick, but with sufficient texture kind of male vocals delivered by Paw 6000. Then for female vocals wise, it will be more transparent and also spacious. So very well managed by Paw 6000 on the vocal side. Then for highs, right, I believe this one, the highs is smooth, but it's not compromised. Not those kind of compromise smooth. So you will still get the fidelity you want and also the definition you want. The well-extended highs actually push the airs towards the whole presentation, make it more neutral and also airy. So there's a special pairing that I would like to recommend too is this Paw 6000 and also this Dita Dream SLS. So this Dita Dream SLS, right, when I first got it and I auditioned with my Opus 3. Opus 3 actually giving a very lean and thin sounding on this Dream XLS. I'm a little bit disappointed initially, but after that, Kenneth from Project Perfection actually recommend me to try with this Paw 6000 with the Dream SLS. So I followed the recommendation and I'm surprised. So perhaps you don't know, you might not know this what this SLS stand for. The SLS on Dream SLS, right, stand for extra large soundstage. So this actually Paw 6000 help to increase the soundstage on this SLS to make it really wide and really spacious. I like this pairing. I think after the circuit breaker, right, if you have the chance, do drop by those maybe E1. I think David should have this also. Try with Paw 6000. It's a very good pairing for this one. I think should be more or less from my side. I don't want to share too much and it will become a review kind of live. Perhaps I can open to some questions if you have. I can answer to your question over here. If there's no question, or you have question, you can actually inbox to my page, the Audiolocheese, or even my personal Facebook account, and I can answer to your question privately, and also help you with the pairing, with how's the sound of the Paw 6000. So David, I'll pass it back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Yongshun. I think there's a question for you, right, Jeffrey? Oh no, you don't have the SR25.
Yes, I don't have the SR25.
Okay, Jeffrey, the power output of the Paw 6000 is definitely higher than the SR25. Is definitely higher. So at the end of the day, I guess between these two players, I think the focus should be utility or pure music mode. The SR25 offers better utility options. You get streaming and all that. But the P6000 is a pure player that delivers the type of sound the audiophile wants as a base for them to build on. I hope that answered Jeffrey's question. Does it? Any other questions, host? Yongshun should answer this.
Yes. Answering to Kenny's question, right? This Paw 6000, you can use Paw 6000 as a Bluetooth DAC and connect to your smartphone for streaming services. So you definitely need a smartphone to stream for this Paw 6000. You can't use this for streaming by itself. I use this quite a lot to stream on my PC. So I connect this to my PC as a USB DAC or Bluetooth DAC. Then I stream on my PC or smartphone. You can still use this for streaming, but not standalone. You can pair it with your PC or your smartphone. So I hope this answers Kenny's question on these streaming services.
Any other questions? If any other question, you can still continue to post here. Sadly, I'm actually streaming from the shop, which I'm not allowed to stay for too long. So any other question, you can continue to post here. Very much looking forward to have Yong Shun with us, hopefully next week, Saturday or Sunday, I don't know, depend whether he's available or not. Okay, maybe we'll feature something different the next time.
Sure. We can arrange this on offline after this, then to see what to be featured again.
Okay, see you guys. We'll meet you sometime in the week, and we'll meet you together with Yong Shun sometime next weekend, since he really need to work though. We'll keep it as that way. Say bye, Yong Shun.
Bye. Thank you for all the support. Thank you. Bye-bye.